Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Jaya Radha, Madhava Radha, Madhava Radhe Radha. Jaya Radha, Madhava Radha, Madhava Radhe Radha. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Paramahamsa, Sri Radhika Stotra Satya, Sri Simad, His Divine Grace, Shirabai Charanarvindi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki ISKCON DVT Founder Charya Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Samavata Bhakta Vrinda ki Harinam Sankirtan ki Rampraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai Thai Gaur Shivanande. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru to Sri Gauranga, all glories to Sri Prabhupada. Om Ajnanatirandasya Jananjana Sarakaya Tatsurundaritam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manopistam Stapitam Jena Bhuttale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadam Tikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagradatam Sahadana Raghunatam Vitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savrutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanditam Sham He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Taptaka Sanagaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vansakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaivacha Titanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, let us first offer respectful obeisances unto Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, unto Narayana Rishi, the supremmost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta Prayasabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. By regularly hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering a service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome within the heart becomes destroyed practically to nil, and loving devotional service unto the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, and becomes established as an irrevocable fact. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahmasamhitam Uttama Shloka Charitam Chakara Bhagavan Rishi Nishreyasaya Lokasya Dhanyam Swasyayanam Mahat. This Srimad Bhagavatam, known as the Grantaraj, the king of all Vedic literatures, is the literary incarnation of God. It is compiled by the incarnation of God as Srila Vyasadeva. It is meant for the ultimate good of all people. It is all successful, all blissful, and all perfect. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Surabhyaya Namaha. Om Surabhyaya Namaha. Om Surabhyaya Namaha. Mukam karoti vasaram pangom langayate girim yatkripatamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam yatkripatamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our Bhagavatam class here in Gazankol, amidst coconut trees. And who will translate? Whoever translates should come and sit here, either here or here. Asana. Asana. He's giving, yeah. Careful. So we are choosing one text from the first canto of the Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 2, Divinity and Divine Service. Yeah. Text 18. Yesterday we did 17 actually. 1-8, text 18. Nasta prayasabhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati utamashloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki. Immediately we'll go to the word for word. Everyone can repeat in English, and then after everyone can repeat in Bangla. Hello? Listen to what I say first. Everyone can repeat in English. I will say the Sanskrit and English. Everyone can repeat. Then after you tell Bangla, and everyone can repeat. Nasta, destroyed. Bolo. Prayeshu, almost to nil. Abhadreshu, all that is inauspicious. Nityam, regularly. Bhagavata, Srimad Bhagavatam, or the pure devotee. Sevaya, by serving. Bhagavati, unto the personality of Godhead. Uttama, transcendental. Sloke, prayers. Bhakti, loving service. Bhavati, comes into being. naistiki, irrevocable. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who with transcendental songs is established as an irrevocable fact.
নিয়মিতভাবে শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবত শ্রবণ করলে এবং ভগবানের শুদ্ধ ভক্তের সেবা করলে হৃদয়ের সমস্ত কলুষ সম্পূর্ণরূপে বিনষ্ট হয় এবং তখন উত্তম শ্লোকের দ্বারা বন্ধিত পরমেশ্বর ভগবান শ্রীকৃষ্ণের প্রতি প্রেমময়ী ভক্তি সুদৃঢ়রূপে প্রতিষ্ঠিত হয়।
Purport. Here is the remedy for eliminating all inauspicious things within the heart which are considered to be obstacles in the path of self-realization.
আত্ম উপলব্ধির পথে প্রতিবন্ধক স্বরূপ হৃদয়ের সমস্ত অশুভ প্রবৃত্তিগুলি নির্মূল করার উপায় এখানে বর্ণনা করা হয়েছে।
The remedy is the association of the Bhagavatas.
এই উপায়টি হচ্ছে ভাগবতের সঙ্গ করা।
There are two types of Bhagavatas, namely the book Bhagavata and the devotee Bhagavata.
দুই রকমের ভাগবত রয়েছে, যথা গ্রন্থ ভাগবত এবং ভক্ত ভাগবত।
Both the Bhagavatas are competent remedies, and both of them, or either of them, can be good enough to eliminate the obstacles.
এই উভয় ভাগবতই হচ্ছে অবরোধ নিরাময়ের উপযুক্ত উপায় এবং তাতে উভয়ের অথবা একজনের শরণাগত হলে সব রকমের প্রতিবন্ধক দূরীভূত হয়।
A devotee Bhagavata is as good as the book Bhagavata because the devotee Bhagavata leads his life in terms of the book Bhagavata, and the book Bhagavata is full of information about the personality of Godhead and His pure devotees who are also Bhagavatas.
ভক্ত ভাগবত গ্রন্থ ভাগবতের মতোই মঙ্গলপ্রদ, কেননা ভক্ত ভাগবত গ্রন্থ ভাগবতের নির্দেশ অনুসারেই তার জীবনকে পরিচালনা করেন এবং গ্রন্থ ভাগবত পরমেশ্বর ভগবান এবং তার শুদ্ধ ভক্ত অথবা ভাগবতদের তথ্য পূর্ণ।
Bhagavata book and person are identical.
গ্রন্থ ভাগবত এবং ভক্ত ভাগবতের অভেদ সম্বন্ধ রয়েছে।
The devotee Bhagavata is a direct representative of Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead.
ভক্ত ভাগবত হচ্ছে পরমেশ্বর ভগবানের প্রত্যক্ষ প্রতিনিধি।
So, by pleasing the devotee Bhagavata, one can receive the benefit of the book Bhagavata.
তাই ভক্ত ভাগবতের সন্তুষ্ট বিধানের ফলেই গ্রন্থ ভাগবতের কৃপা লাভ হয়।
Human reason fails to understand how by serving the devotee Bhagavata or the book Bhagavata, one gets gradual promotion on the path of devotion.
গ্রন্থ ভাগবত অথবা গ্রন্থ ভাগবতের সেবা করার ফলে যে কিভাবে ধীরে ধীরে ভগবত ভক্তির পথে উন্নতি লাভ করা যায় তা যুক্তি দিয়ে বিচার করা যায় না।
But actually there are facts, these are facts explained by Srila Narada Deva, who happened to be a maid servant's son in his previous life.
কিন্তু প্রকৃতপক্ষে তা সত্য এবং ছিল নারদমুনি, যিনি তার পূর্ব জীবনে ছিলেন একজন দাসীর পুত্র, তা বিশ্লেষণ করেছেন।
The maidservant was engaged in the menial service of the sages, And thus he also came into contact with them.
নারদ মুনির পূর্ব জীবনে তার মাতা ছিলেন একজন দাসী এবং তিনি কয়েকজন ঋষির সেবায় যুক্ত ছিলেন এবং তার ফলে নারদ মুনিও সেই ঋষিদের সংস্পর্শে ছিলেন।
And simply by associating with them and accepting the remnants of foodstuff left by the sages, the son of the maidservant got the chance to become the great devotee and personality Srila Narada Deva.
তাদের সঙ্গ প্রভাবে এবং তাদের উচ্ছিষ্ট আহার করার ফলে দাসী পুত্র হওয়া সত্ত্বেও তিনি পরবর্তী জীবনে ভাগবত পার্ষদ মহান ভক্ত শ্রীল নারদ মুনিতে পরিণত হন।
These are the miraculous effects of the association of Bhagavatas.
এমনই হচ্ছে ভাগবত সঙ্গের অলৌকিক প্রভাব।
And to understand these effects practically, it should be noted that by such sincere association of the Bhagavatas, one is sure to receive transcendental knowledge very easily, with the result that he becomes fixed in the devotional service of the Lord.
এই প্রভাব সম্বন্ধে ব্যবহারিকভাবে অবগত হতে হলে আমাদের মনে রাখতে হবে যে ঐকান্তিক নিষ্ঠা সহকারে ভাগবত সঙ্গ করার ফলে অনায়াসে দিব্য জ্ঞান লাভ হয় এবং যার ফলে জীব পরমেশ্বর ভগবানের প্রেমময়ী সেবায় সুদৃঢ়ভাবে যুক্ত হন।
The more progress is made in devotional service under the guidance of the Bhagavatas, the more one becomes fixed in the transcendental loving service of the Lord.
ভাগবতের তত্ত্ব বোধনে ভাগবত ভক্তির মধ্যে যতই উন্নতি লাভ হয় ভক্ত ততই পরমেশ্বর ভগবানের অপ্রাকৃত প্রেমময়ী সেবায় যুক্ত হন।
The messages of the book Bhagavata therefore have to be received from the devotee Bhagavata, and the combination of these two Bhagavatas will help the neophyte devotee to make progress on and on.
তাই গ্রন্থ ভাগবতের বাণী ভক্ত ভাগবতের কাছ থেকে গ্রহণ করতে হয় এবং এই দুই ভাগবতের সমন্বয়ের ফলে নবীন ভক্ত প্রকৃতভাবে লাভবান হয়ে ভক্তিমার্গে প্রমাণিত লাভ করে।
Translation again: by regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Normally after reading the purport, we again read the text. It doesn't want to read the text, it's okay. So, this is one of the very important verses, so important verse actually that Srila Prabhupada has introduced daily recitation of this verse before the Bhagavatam class. Yeah. So this point is very nicely made, how by associating, we associate with the Bhagavatam, especially by hearing from the Bhagavatam. And we associate with the person Bhagavat. We associate with the person Bhagavat also by hearing, but also especially by serving that person.
এছাড়াও ভাগবত শ্রবণ এবং তার সাথে আমরা ভক্ত সঙ্গের প্রভাবে আমরা আমাদের জীবনকে বুঝতে
Yeah. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada gives a nice example of Srila Narada Muni. Although just a young boy, with brief association with the sadhus, within a very short time, by rendering service to them, he became the great Narada Muni.
তো প্রভুপাদ এখানে সুন্দর একটি মানে উদাহরণ দিয়েছেন যে পূর্ব জীবনে নারদ মুনি সামান্য কীভাবে একজন ভক্তি বেদান্ত সাধুদের সেবা করার বা সঙ্গ করার ফলে তিনি একজন মহান ভাগবতে পরিণত হয়েছেন।
There is mention in the Chaitanya Charitamrita how one young boy, actually by the name of Kanu Thakur. Who knows Kanu Thakur? The name, it's in the Bhagavad Chaitanya Charitamrita. Kanu Thakur actually was an infant. His mother died when he was just a few days old. And Nityananda Prabhu took him, adopted him, and gave him the name, what is it? Shishu Krishnadas. Shishu Krishnadas, who later went, had the opportunity to go to Vrindavan with Janavadevi and other Vaishnavas. And the Goswamis in Vrindavan at that time, when the boy was a little bit older, they could see that he was very advanced, and they gave him the name Kanai Thakur. Kanai Thakur. Another example how by association with great personality, naturally if one associates with a personality like Nityananda Prabhu, he will become a great personality as well. Kanu.
তিনি খুব ছোটবেলায় তিনি মাতৃহারা হয়েছেন এবং তারপরে নিত্যানন্দবাবু তাকে অ্যাডপ্ট করেছিলেন এবং তার নাম দিয়েছিলেন শিশু কৃষ্ণ এবং পরবর্তীকালে জাহ্নবী মাতা এবং অন্যান্য বৈষ্ণব আশিসের সাথে তিনি বৃন্দাবনে গেছিলেন এবং তার ভক্তি মার্গে তিনি এত উন্নত ছিলেন যে পরবর্তীকালে বৃন্দাবনে তার নামকরণ হয় কানাই ঠাকুর। অবশ্যই তিনি নিত্যানন্দবাবুর এক কৃপা পেয়েছিলেন।
I think he went to Vrindavan, maybe he was 12 years old, something like that. As a young boy, he went to Vrindavan, but already he had like 12 years of association with Nityananda Prabhu, so he had already become very, very advanced in Krishna consciousness.
তিনি খুব ছোটবেলায় বৃন্দাবনে যাত্রা করেছিলেন আর নিত্যানন্দ প্রভুর কৃপার ফলে তিনি পারমার্থিক জীবনে অনেক কৃপা লাভ করেছিলেন এবং খুব ভালো।
So it is also nicely explained in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna Bhakti Janma Mul Hoy Sadhu Sangam. Krishna Bhakti, the awakening of devotional service, Krishna Bhakti, comes when there is proper association with devotees.
কৃষ্ণ ভক্তি কেবলমাত্র সাধু সঙ্গের প্রভাবেই জন্ম লাভ করে।
And that same verse mentions how by practicing under the guidance of Vaishnavas this devotional service, at one point one will also be able to develop Krishna Prema. Krishna Prema also comes in the same manner by association with devotees. Yes. So, so therefore, the Srimad Bhagavatam is so very dear to the Vaishnavas, because the Bhagavatam, as is explained, similar to the holy name. The holy name is non-different from Krishna. The Srimad Bhagavatam also is non-different from Krishna. When we associate with the holy name, when we associate with the Srimad Bhagavatam, the transcendental sound vibration, we are directly associating with Krishna.
তো শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবতম হচ্ছে শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবতম ভগবানের থেকে আলাদা নয়, কারণ এই ভাগবতমে ভগবানের গুণকীর্তন এবং মহিমা কীর্তন করা হয়েছে। যেহেতু ভগবান তার নাম থেকে সম্পূর্ণ অভিন্ন, তাই এই ভাগবতম ভগবান।
Yes. Service, not just ordinary, let's say, mechanical service. Service, there needs to be a quality to our service.
সেবা কোনো জাস্ট একটা মেশিনিক্যাল সিস্টেম না, যে ক্রমাগত এরকম করে যেতে হবে। এটা হচ্ছে কি মানে হৃদয়ঙ্গমের একটা বিষয়।
Just like there needs to be a quality to our hearing. And we say hearing attentively. Not just ordinary hearing, but attentively hearing from Bhagavatam, attentively hearing from sadhus. Then we will get maximum effect.
তো শ্রবণ মানে সাধারণভাবে শ্রবণ মানে শুধু শোনা বোঝায়, কিন্তু শ্রবণ মানে হচ্ছে শোনা এবং তার যথার্থ হৃদয়ের মধ্যে বুঝতে পারা, বোঝার চেষ্টা করা। সাধুদের কাছ থেকে যদি আমরা যদি সুন্দরভাবে সেই শ্রবণ করি এবং হৃদয়ঙ্গম করি, তাহলে আমাদের।
Similarly, service. Prabhupada often he would speak about service attitude. One needs to develop a proper service attitude. I don't know how you translate in Bengali, but means we should be cautious not to just perform service, but there should be a certain mentality, a certain mood in rendering service, a certain desire for nicely performing our devotional service.
তো সেবা সেরকমভাবে সেবারও গভীরতা, সেবাকেও গভীরভাবে সেবা প্রদান করা উচিত। সেবা মানে এই নয় যে আমার একটা কর্তব্য আছে, সেটাকে জাস্ট ডিউটির মতো আমি করে গেলাম, এরকম নয়। সেবা যখন করতে হবে তা একদম হৃদয় থেকে খুব সুন্দরভাবে করতে হবে, এবং তার ফলে আমাদের একটা ভালো।
One time, one devotee, one disciple of Prabhupada was asking him, what questions did you ask your Guru Maharaj?
তো প্রভুপাদ একজন প্রভুপাদকে তার শিষ্য গুরু মহারাজের কাছে।
And Srila Prabhupada very aptly and very nicely replied, my only question to my Guru Maharaj was, how can I serve you? Yes, because seva, Prabhupada understood immediately from the very beginning how to get the favor of Guru and Krishna is by seva, by devotional service. Yes. And of course, one of the most important services, so many services are there, but one of the most important services that will attract the attention of Krishna is in the area of preaching activities. Yeah. Preaching means trying to attract, to bring conditioned souls to the fold of Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada used to say about his Guru Maharaj, Jai Shri Radha Madhava Ki Jai. that my Guru Maharaj would say that if one has life, he will be preaching. Preaching means a sign that one is living, not dead. A stone cannot preach, but someone in the human form of life, when we have been fortunate to receive this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, when we have the opportunity to be connected with the preaching mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to please our Vaishnavacharyas, to please Krishna, to please Lord Chaitanya, to attract their attention, preaching is most important. And therefore, just like yesterday, I think most of you were here, but quite a few people, they signed the Samskar Patra. And among them was one 10-year-old boy who also signed the Samskar Patra. Which means that actually this is very important in the Vedic culture. If one is fortunate from a very, very young age to become connected with devotional activities, then that living entity can be saved from the hellish conditions of modern day society. Yeah. It is, as we all know, it has become very, very rare to find young children, especially young boys, who get this opportunity because of the modern lifestyle and different bad habits that are there at a very young age. Most young boys and young girls, for that matter, they become contaminated, misguided in so many ways. Yes. About a year ago, we started one Gurukula in South India, in Udupi district. And we've called our Gurukula the Sayadri, because it's close to Sayadri mountain. Sayadri Parashuram Gurukula. Yes, because actually we need to create Kshatriyas. We need to introduce not only Brahmana culture but also Kshatriya culture. Yes, the full Brahmanical culture takes place when we also introduce Kshatriya culture, Vaishya culture, and Shudra culture. There is a culture to become ideal Shudra. Shudra means ideal servant. Yeah. In the Bhagavad Gita, Shudra is described by one quality, seva, service.
তো ভাগবত বর্ণনা করছে শূদ্রদের একটা প্রকৃত কার্যকলাপ হচ্ছে যেটা হলো তাদের সেবা প্রদান করা।
But in the Bhagavatam, Narada Muni, he gives a list of nine qualities for Shudra.
তো কিন্তু ভাগবতমে নারদ মুনি বলছেন যে 9টা কোয়ালিটি আছে শূদ্রদের।
Means it is not easy to become a good Shudra.
তো এটার মানে এটা নয় যে শূদ্র হওয়াটা কোনো একটা জাতা মাথার ব্যাপার।
We think otherwise. We think the wrong way because of.
আমরা এই শূদ্র সম্বন্ধে ভুল ধারণা আছে।
But actually, in the Vedic culture, majority of people are not in the category of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya. They are not having. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya means natural leadership quality.
তো ভাগবতমের মানে হচ্ছে এই নয় যে ভাবে বর্ণনা করছে যে ব্রাহ্মণ ক্ষত্রিয় শূদ্র মানে হচ্ছে এটা কোনো ডিভাইডেশন ব্যাপার, এটা হচ্ছে একটা মানে সমাজের একটা পরিচালন পদ্ধতি।
There's two types of people in any village or in any community. Two types of people.
তো কমিউনিটিতে দুই ধরনের ব্যক্তিত্ব আছে।
Those who are leaders and those who are followers.
তো যারা একজন হচ্ছে লিডার প্রকৃতি আর একজন হচ্ছে এই লিডারদের যারা ফলো আপ করে।
The disease, modern day disease, is that everyone wants to become a leader.
তো বর্তমানে যে রোগ হচ্ছে বর্তমান সমাজে সবাই তারা লিডার হতে চায়।
But actually, by nature, by the arrangement of nature, not everyone can be leader. It's only a small percentage, a small number of people have the natural ability, quality, tendency to be leader. Majority of people have a tendency to be follower.
তো প্রকৃতিগতভাবে সবাই কিন্তু এই নেতা হতে পারবে না বা সামনে সারিতে থাকতে পারবে না। হ্যাঁ, তো কিছুজন সামনে সারিতে থাকে, বাকি সবাই তার পিছু পিছু তাকে ফলো আপ করে।
That's called psychology.
এটাই হচ্ছে সাইকোলজি।
Bhagavad Gita, in case you may not know, is the best book on psychology.
ভাগবত গীতা হচ্ছে এক ধরনের মানে মনস্তাত্ত্বিকের একদম পূর্ণ গ্রন্থ।
If somebody actually is serious about knowing and understanding what is psychology, all he has to do is open the Bhagavad Gita and study Bhagavad Gita.
কেউ যদি সাইকোলজি মানে পূর্ণ জ্ঞান অর্জন করতে চায় তাহলে তাকে অবশ্যই এই ভাগবত গীতা।
Yeah. So anyways, one devotee came to our Gurukul in South India. When he just graduated, he had finished his degree, maybe, I forget. Anyway, he graduated from university and still quite young, maybe 20, 21. And he came to spend some time in our Gurukula.
তো একজন ব্যক্তি যিনি কোনো একটা ডিগ্রি পেয়েছিলেন এবং গ্র্যাজুয়েট পাস করেছিলেন এবং তিনি দক্ষিণ ভারতের মহারাজের গুরুকুলে এসেছিলেন এবং সেখানে কিছুদিন সেখানে ছিলেন।
He's actually, yes, this is proper example. That person actually was not ordinary graduate. He's actually the son of devotees. So he's also a devotee.
তো সেটা সেই ব্যক্তি এসেছিলেন তিনি কোনো সাধারণ ব্যক্তি ছিলেন না, তিনি একজন ভক্তের পুত্র ছিলেন এবং অবশ্যই তিনি একজন ভক্ত ছিলেন।
And he knows about, he's like teaching. Nowadays so many people are teaching online. So he's teaching the bona fide art of chess playing. Chess, you know chess? Chess, not chess. Chess. Like Yudhishthira Maharaj was playing chess and lost.
তো তিনি একজন দাবা খেলার ছিলেন যিনি সবাইকে অনলাইনের মাধ্যমে দাবা খেলা।
So he came, he was teaching our Gurukul boys how to play chess.
তিনি এসে আমাদের ওই গুরুকুলের ছেলেদের শেখাতে কিভাবে চেস দাবা খেলতে হয়।
You know that Prabhupada, when he was young, he was playing chess.
আপনারা কি জানেন প্রভুপাদ যখন মানে যুবক ছিলেন তখন দাবা খেলতেন?
Prabhupada, he explains that when I was a student, I had one friend, one of my classmates, and we would have lunch together. But before lunch, we would be playing chess, and whoever would win or whoever would lose would have to pay for the lunch. Yeah, and then Prabhupada said, and most of the time I had a free lunch. So actually chess playing is it is a bona fide authorized method for actually sharpening the intelligence. Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, so every day for 1 week, he was teaching the boys how to play chess, and they picked up very quick because young boys, maybe 11, 12, 13, 14-year-old age, and after he left, they were always trying to find time to play chess. But he made one observation. As he was leaving, he told me, I'm very happy I could come and spend 1 week. He says, I've never had this kind of experience with just, simple boys, mostly village boys actually, and because his background is in city. So spending 1 week with young boys who are just very spontaneous, very natural, he said this was a very exceptional, wonderful experience for him. Yeah. Those who want to see some of these boys, they can come with us because after this program we're going to one Gurukula, and it means that actually it is so correct. That is why Vedic culture is giving so much of importance to give opportunity as young as possible from the very early age, Komara age, isn't it, as mentioned in the Bhagavatam, so that young souls can get opportunity to awaken their Krishna consciousness. So this means there's a special message to one devotee sitting here. This means, I hope everyone is listening, this means that next time we are visiting here in Gajankol, we want to see one Gurukul active here. I've been telling him a long time. I will only come when there is Gurukul next time. Yes. So much space is there. At least small Gurukul, 5-10 boys. If you cannot find boys from here, we can arrange some boys for you. Yeah. Okay. Any comments or questions on? Yes. Bolon. You have one? Okay. Where? Okay. Still planning stage. Yeah? Why only one?
Actually, Maharaj, you don't know me, but I was associated with the Pankaj Navdas.
Huh?
Pankaj Nav.
Pankaj Navdas.
Vrindavan Radhakund.
Vrindavan?
Radhakund. He was making one project, very large project.
What's his name?
Pankaj Navdas.
Pankaj Navdas.
From where?
From
He
Vrindavan
was from
Radhakund.
Assam actually.
Oh, I know him. Yes.
Yeah,
Brahmachari.
Brahmachari, yes, yes.
Pankaj Janaba.
Pankaj Nav. Yes, Pankaj Nav.
Yes.
He is making one very large project. No?
Yeah.
You ask him, I am also associated.
Okay.
3 years we are together.
Yes, yes. I'm in contact with him a little bit. Yeah.
Actually, when we are working on Gurukul, which language is the most important?
Which language is the most important?
First language. Which is the first language?
The most important language is a language they can understand. Okay. But we know that Sanskrit is ideal, and Sanskrit, whatever language they may be speaking, Sanskrit should be introduced. They should be learning Sanskrit also. But just like the boys we have in our Gurukul, mostly they know Hindi. So from different provinces, people will have different, maybe Telugu, maybe Bangla, whatever. So the idea is that Prabhupada actually many years ago, when writing this small essay on Gita Nagari essay, at the end of the essay he writes that actually when India became independent, instead of making Hindi the national language for India, the founding fathers of India should have made Sanskrit the national language. So Hindi, Sanskrit is, Sanskrit actually is the future language because it's the most perfect language, the origin of all languages. Bolo. Third is?
Bengali.
Achha.
Because for the Chaitanya Charitam.
Yes.
Sanskrit, English.
Actually, in South India, Sringeri, only Sanskrit. They don't even teach English because they don't bother with English. Yeah, English is a very unscientific language. Very unscientific. There's no rhyme and reason in English. Not to offend anyone who speaks English here. No, that's good. Sanskrit, we have to introduce Sanskrit. Yeah, that's good. Yes. Okay, yeah. You have a hard time with your voice, and I have a time. Can you close this for a minute? That's better. Yeah, I understand.
So last time there's one question in my mind, like for Gurukul, like when you start teaching in new village, so we get new Guru. It's not used to people, they're slowly coming. So when we introduce Gurukul system there, so some Gurukul I visited, Kotam one place, because they are providing both education, Vedic education along with mathematical education. So is that okay or just Gurukul means what's the ideal standard? Also that many people they put their children also, sometimes people in the beginning stage, those are not staunch devotee, so they want both education. Otherwise they don't have much faith in only spiritual education, they don't have that much dependence on Krishna. So how to will both education be provided?
Yes.
That's the ideal.
You can say, you can Bangla bolo.
আমি জিজ্ঞেস ব্রহ্মার্সকে যে নতুন জায়গায় যখন আমরা প্রচার শুরু করি বর্ণাশ্রমে ধীরে ধীরে গৃহস্থ আস্তে আস্তে আসে পুরোপুরি ভক্ত হয় না, তো সেখানে গুরুকুল চালু করে তাদের বাচ্চারা নিয়ে শুরু করতে হয়। সেখানে কি গুরুকুল শুরু করলে শুধু বৈদিক শিক্ষা দিলে অনেক সময় গার্জেনরা রাজি হয় না, তারা যেহেতু পুরোপুরি কৃষ্ণ কনসিয়াস নয়, সেখানে জাগতিক শিক্ষা স্কুল কলেজ হচ্ছে সেটা কি সাথে দেওয়া উচিত বা কীভাবে কি সেখানে গুরুকুল কীভাবে প্রমোট করা যায়, স্টার্ট করা যায়?
Okay. Okay. Our goal actually should be to work towards completely introducing the Vedic traditional system, but we may not immediately be able to do that. Therefore, every situation will be a little different. So according to, this Kaladasha Patra, according to the situation where you or whoever begins the Gurukula, you have to deal with that particular situation, keeping in mind that actually our long-term goal, and the sooner we can introduce that, the better, is to actually completely do away with modern education. Because do away with, not bother with modern education. The ultimate goal is because we want to prepare our young men, our young boys, we want to train them to live and to help revive the Vedic culture in its original form. And that original form will not take them to present-day modern artificial occupations, which is actually very detrimental physically, emotionally, and spiritually, isn't it? So we should be training our children in such a way in Gurukula so that we need to open many Gurukulas, we need to bring in many, let's say, devotees who can establish different communities so that once our Gurukul children graduate, they will not be forced to go to the modern day workforce, but they will be able to integrate within what is meant to be the ideal lifestyle, which is village lifestyle, for the majority of them. But it is not so easy because the majority of parents who have children want them to have modern education or a combination of both. So we have to look at each situation and be very clear in where we want to go and try to go there as quickly as possible. Huh?
বর্তমানে যে শিক্ষা পদ্ধতি আছে, আমাদের আসল চিন্তা ভাবনা হওয়া উচিত যে বৈদিক কালচারকে গ্রহণ করা, বৈদিক যে সভ্যতাকে গ্রহণ করা। কিন্তু আসল যেটা হচ্ছে উদ্দেশ্য, কিন্তু বর্তমান যে আমরা পরিস্থিতিতে বসবাস করছি, যেভাবে একটা রেভলিউশন চলছে, তাতে এই শিক্ষা ব্যবস্থাকে একদম নেগলেক্ট করে দেওয়া যায়। এই শিক্ষা ব্যবস্থার সাথে বাচ্চাদের সহযোগিতা করতে হবে যাতে তারা কীভাবে ডেভেলপ
have in Mayapur, we are in the process of establishing what is called Varnashram College Foundation, and we will be giving or teaching on site there, and we have as our mission statement the following mandate. The immediate and long-term objective is to train adults so that they can establish Varnashram colleges in as many places as possible, to train our own devotees to begin with, because majority of our devotees are not understanding about this whole dimension of Varnashrama, and also to train those who may be receptive. So number one, to establish many Varnashram colleges in different places. Secondly, to establish Gurukula. That's also essential. And number three, to establish Vedic villages, either going in existing villages and slowly by preaching, getting people to understand these two aspects of, yeah.
মহারাজ বলছেন যে মায়াপুরে বর্ণাশ্রম কলেজ তৈরির পরিকল্পনা মহারাজ বলছেন অলরেডি হয়ে গেছে। তো আমাদের হয়তো সব ভক্তরা এই ব্যাপারটা বুঝতে পারবে না, কিন্তু আমাদের ভক্তদের এটাকে গ্রহণ করতে হবে, এবং তারা বিভিন্ন গ্রামে গিয়ে তারা এই গ্রামগুলোকে সংরক্ষণ করা এবং সেখানে ইয়ে করে থেকে এদেরকে তৈরি করে এবং এদেরকে কলেজের সাথে।
Yeah, just like yesterday when we were giving the pravachan, during our lecture, I didn't even mention one time the word Varnashram. But after the lecture, the first question was, can you speak about Varnashram? And I'm just saying that it is in the mind, it's in the minds of different devotees, which is good, yeah.
মহারাজ বলছেন যে কালকে প্রবচনের সময় আমি কোনো রকম বর্ণাশ্রম নিয়ে কোনো রকম আলোচনা করিনি, কিন্তু কালকে যখন প্রথম একটা প্রশ্ন পেলাম যে বর্ণাশ্রম কি, যাই হোক তা খুব ভালো যে তার বর্ণাশ্রম বিষয়ে একটা জানতে একটা ইচ্ছা প্রকাশ করতেছে, আগ্রহ হয়েছে।
Yeah, Vedic culture, Vedic lifestyle is properly explained. If Varnashram is not there, it is not civilization. It is not human culture, not human being. One is not a human being if one does not follow Varna and Ashrama.
বহুবার বলছেন যে কেউ যদি বর্ণাশ্রম যদি না ফলো করে, বর্ণাশ্রম যদি না গ্রহণ করে, তার মানে সে প্রাকৃতিকভাবে মানে ন্যাচারালি সে নিজেকে এগোতে পারবে না, করতে পারবে না।
So this is a fallacy. Fallacy means it is a wrong understanding that now we have become Vaishnavas, we don't need Varnashram. This is wrong understanding.
তো এটা একটা ভুল চিন্তা ভাবনা যে আমরা একটু বৈষ্ণব হয়ে গেছি আর আমাদের কোনো বর্ণাশ্রমের প্রয়োজন নেই।
I think we've heard that one.
I was every also.
Huh?
I was every also.
You was?
Every.
Hebrew. When were you there?
2 months I was there.
2 months.
Yes, we can live
Sundargopal.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Oh, okay. What year? Something.
Actually, I was working in Mumbai on that time.
Okay. Yeah.
I was visited here.
Yeah. Okay. Any other? Hare Krishna. Going to? Okay. Yes. Yes. He was telling you that?
I put my son in that group.
Okay.
So now his son is 5 years old.
Right.
So he was asking how I put the system.
Was he asking what is the system, the procedure to give their son to study group?
Yeah. You have to speak to somebody from there and he'll tell you. Yeah, I mean, he went there. Yeah. So, why you did not ask them when you were there how to put my son? That's your question. So they have every Gurukul has their own system. Like our Gurukul in South India, we request parents to come with their son and to spend a few days to understand what it is. And if they are favorable, then we have an application form. They need to fill out the application. The parents need to give a letter of consent that I am the parent of this child, and I am agreeable to have him stay in the Gurukul. So every Gurukul will have a particular system. You can just inquire from one of the devotees in that particular Gurukula, and then they will tell you what is their system. They do have some young boys. Probably most of them are a little bit older, but I did see some young boys, 5, 6 years old, but more recently they accepted quite a few boys. So whether they are immediately able to accept, they may have certain times when they accept boys, I don't know.
তো মহারাজ বলছেন যে মহারাজের যে গুরুকুল আছে এভরিতে তার সিস্টেমটা ঠিক এরকম মহারাজ প্রথমে তার পিতামাতাকে আবেদন করে সেখানে এসে থাকার জন্য এবং সেটা কীরকমভাবে পরিস্থিতিটা হচ্ছে সেটা আগে দেখা দেখে তারপরে তারা যদি মনে করে যে না এখানে যদি ছেলেটাকে আমার দেওয়া যেতে পারে বা ভালো জায়গা সেই হিসাবে পরবর্তীকালে ফর্ম আছে।
Okay, I think it's already on the late side.
Request.
Huh?
We are go for one Gurukul, can you help us?
Huh?
If we go for one Gurukul, can you help us?
Depends what kind of help you want. I cannot find you the land, but in whatever way we can, in whatever way we can assist, we'll be happy to assist. We'll be happy to do that. Haribol. Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai Samasta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki, Gauda Premanande, Hare Krishna.
Jai.